got started here. We started with these alligators, guys. They've been stomping around this here earth for over 200 million years. They outlived the dinosaurs, and they've been here a lot longer than we have. The first people to encounter alligators were the Seminoles back in the 1700s. It was them that started tangling with these guys on a day-to-day basis. Next people to encounter them were settlers or cowboys coming to this here state, bringing with them their cattle. Now, what they would use to guide their cattle, something called a bullwhip, one of these. Now, they wouldn't hit them or nothing mean like that, but if they saw their cattle getting out of line, they give a nice little crack above the head or below the feet. That let their cattle know to get back in line. Those cattle were a problem, guys. See, those settlers had a whole lot of cattle to bring with them. These alligators developed a real big taste for cattle. So, over time, when the cattle got used to the sound of that whip, they would go to the water's edge and they wouldn't end up coming back, you know? So, to save their herd, the settlers had to come up with a new technique. They actually ended up adopting the Seminoles' technique of jumping in the water themselves, grabbing the gator, tying him up, and dragging him out. They let their cow get the drink, and when all was said and done, let that alligator go. It was safe for the cattle, it was safe for the settler, and most importantly, it was safe for the alligator. But over time, that same technique would be corrupted and used for poaching. In the 1950s, the American alligator was hunted to near extinction and put on the endangered species list. But it wasn't obvious. They made an astounding rebound, guys. And today, in Florida alone, we have over 2 million wild alligators. And now we have to learn to coexist and share this great state of ours. And nobody cares. That's okay. No, it's all right. I don't need the pity applause. I know what we're here for. Y'all want to see the action, right? Come on, y'all want to see the crazy stuff, right? Jump in the water, grab the ugliest, meanest gator I can, get my hand torn off, right? Yeah! Don't get loud for that. What's wrong with you? I'm not that dumb, but I know someone that might be. It's going to take a lot more encouragement to get him out of here, though. So I need everyone to make some noise. Clap your hands. Stop your feet. Make a whole lot of noise. Thank you, guys. Awesome. All right. Y'all want to see some alligator wrangling, right? Nice big woo! There we go. Awesome. All right. Let's see. I'll get you a good one. Listen, Alec. What? While you grab an alligator, can you just come out here and stall for me for a little bit? You know what? That's fine. I didn't warm enough. All right. You know what, guys? There's about 10 or 11 alligators in here, ranging in size anywhere from 6.5 to 8.5 feet in length. At that size, they'll weigh 150 to 250 pounds. 150 to 250 pounds. Now, I know that doesn't sound like much to those at home with a Bowflex, but you gotta remember, those gators are 90% muscle, and James is 90% tequila. It is not a fair fight. Okay. What? Where are you going? Oh, I'm still social distancing, keeping you safe. Whatever, dude. Alright, so, we got our alligator. Let's see here. We might just go for it before he knows what's going on, right? Alright, we did it! Hey, now what? Well, first things first, let's catch him below the teeth. That sounds like a good place to start. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Alright, we got ourselves an alligator! Yeah! Perfect, guys. So, well, first off, I know Alec, he was out here, he was telling you guys all about alligators and kind of how this all got started, but Alec didn't get a chance to tell you guys everything. Like, for one thing, the hardest part about catching wild alligators was just finding them. I mean, take a look at these guys. They're real dark in coloration. They're not really green like you always see in the cartoons. That's because alligators, they need this dark color to help them blend in with all the muddy water we have here in Florida. Not only that, alligators are built for camouflage, so they don't want to be seen. They won't. If a gator does want to be seen, though, they really only have to expose the smallest parts of their body to know whether or not it's safe to come up. For example, the first thing an alligator will kind of stick up out of the water are going to be those two little holes right there on the tip of the snout. That's the alligator's nostrils, and just like humans, alligators breathe out their nose. One thing they can do, though, that we can't. Let's say this alligator smells something that it doesn't like. It can seal up its nostrils, go underwater, and hold its breath for over 2 hours. Yeah, right? Crazy long amount of time. You never know when or where this animal's gonna pop up next. Now let's say though, this alligator, he pops up, smells something that he does like. Next thing coming up out of the water are gonna be their eyes. If you notice too,
an alligator's eyes, they sit right on top of their head. So a lot of people kind of think that they're in a bad spot, but they figure they're gonna get poked out by low-hanging branches or scratched out by animals. In fact, even if you were to look up or Google, like what to do if an alligator's biting me, Google might even tell you to try to poke them in the eye. Now I'm gonna show you why that's just not gonna work, all right? You guys over here, I'll show you first, all right? Pretend my fingers are sticks or danger, getting ready to poke the alligator in the eye. So if the danger comes along, the eye sinks all the way to the base of the skull, and when danger's gone, he feels like it's safe, it'll pop right back up. You know? Here guys in front of me, check it out, watch. Danger comes along, it sinks in, and bloop, pops right back up. And it doesn't hurt them at all, it's actually the same muscles we as humans use to blink. Guys over here, ready? Bloop. There you go. It helps even make that blooping noise, that's why I do it. And then, here guys behind me, here watch. I'm forgetting about y'all. 1 second, it's pretty neat. You can go one eye, both eyes, backwards, forwards, bloop, bloop, bloop. It's a lot of fun. Kids, try it on each other. Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. So, you may be wondering then, all right, what do you do if you ever get bit by an alligator? Now, for starters, chances of you guys getting bit by an alligator, even in the state of Florida, is pretty rare. It doesn't really happen a lot. But say you find yourself in an unfortunate situation, what you guys want to go for instead is the alligator's nose. Give it a few punches, smacks, do what you can, but go for the alligator's nose. The reason why that works is all along the tip of an alligator's face, they have these tiny black dots. Those black dots are actually sensory organs, making the nose the most sensitive spot on an alligator. In fact, it's even more sensitive than millennials nowadays. So, yeah, there's gonna be smacks. Yeah, they get it. That's gonna be your best bet on getting out. We're some millennials too. But the very last thing an alligator will kind of stick up out of the water are gonna be these little flaps of skin here. These flaps of skin are covering up the alligator's ears. A lot of people are kind of surprised to learn that alligators even have ears in the first place, but honestly they need them. They're very vocal reptiles. They make over 20 different sounds to talk to one another. In fact, there's a sound that we as humans can make to talk to alligators. And it's the same sound a baby alligator would make to call over its mom. It sounds just like this. Mama! Mama! Got him! Stupid. Obviously, guys, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds more like this. Go ahead, guys. Gonna call a shot. Try it out. All right, not bad. Not bad. Someone behind me sounds like a dying chihuahua, but but looking around, guys, I can tell. Y'all didn't come out here to listen to me make a bunch of weird noises. You guys want to see the crazy stuff, right? Yeah! Come on, you guys want to see some action, right?
You say you can pass up your beer before your baby?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I don't know how to make another beer. Yeah, sorry, kids, that one's for the adults, Science and stuff. But, Gator better start calming down before I start talking about his mom. She's a bag in the gift shop. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. That's messed up. That's messed up, guys. She's a belt. Alright, we'll give it a go. Check out how little pressure, guys, this should take. Stay. Good boy.
Alright, guys, his hands are back. Give him a huge round of applause. Give him a mouth boost. Yeah, James, don't hold that too long, though, okay?
Why?
Because I've heard that's a nasty way to get a hickey, dude.
That's probably the only way I'll get a hickey. I don't know what's worse, if you laugh with that awkward silence. So we're just gonna push past that little self-esteem booster there, and I'm gonna push my luck a little further for you guys. And I'm gonna talk to you about the working jaw of an alligator. Now, the reason why I like to bring this up is because a long time ago, there was a really big debate on what the difference was between alligators and crocodiles. A long time ago, people thought the main difference between the two animals was like which jaw would move or open on which one. For example, a lot of people thought the top jaw would open on an alligator, while the bottom jaw opened on a crocodile, or vice versa. Come to find out though, it's actually the bottom jaw that opens on both these animals, and Gatorland has probably one of the dumbest ways of showing you guys this. So at this point of the show, if you guys got a camera, get it out and get it ready, because if this one works out, make sure one awesome picture.
All right, guys, you got it on the wrong chin.
Thanks, Alec.
All right, watch that.